Hey everyone, thanks for watching my video on reviewing unit rate. Just a reminder, in class we talked about a rate including two different units, usually separated by the word per. So, most common rates that we hear of are miles per hour, um, cost per hour, maybe cost per pound, things like that. Um, The best way to describe unit rate is we're always asking ourselves how much for one of these. Let me show you what I mean. Here's an example. Jenny drives 265 miles in 5 hours. What is her average rate of speed per hour? Well, what this is really asking is how many miles does Jenny drive in 1 hour? So if we use the idea of a proportion comparing two units, um, my units are here are miles and hours. So miles compared to hours is equal to miles compared to hours. And now we can plug in the information we know. Okay. Unit rate, all we're really doing is dividing, but setting up a proportion is, just another way to look at what's going on. So Jenny drives 265 miles. So 265 miles in 5 hours, and we want to know what is her average rate per hour, which means how much for one. How much for 1 hour? So looking at this, to go from 5 to 1 using an operation, we're going to divide by 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1. And we need to do the same to my numerator. So 265 divided by 5. And that's how we're going to find out our answer. So 265 divided by 5. 5 goes into 26 5 times. We have 25. Remainder of 1. 5 goes into 15 3 times. Okay. 53 miles in 1 hour. But remember, a rate includes 2 units. So my final answer here is going to be 53 miles per hour. Abbreviating miles per hour is mph. So here is my final answer there. All right, let's take a look at another example. Find the unit rate for a job that pays $63 for 6 hours of work. So the unit rate is asking how much for one. In this case, how much for 1 hour of work. So the two things I'm comparing is cost and hours. So cost per hour is my rate. So those are the two things that I want to compare. So this job pays $63 for 6 hours of work. We want to know how much for one. So what do I do to 6 to get 1? Well, 6 divided by 6 is 1. Which means if I want to find the unit rate or the hourly wage, I'm going to take 63 and also divide that by 6. Okay. So unit rate is simply just division. But like I said, setting up a proportion like this helps us a little bit more. 6 goes into 6 once, and we have a remainder of 0. Let's bring down the 3. 6 goes into 3 0 times, and now I have another remainder of 3. So at this point, we've discussed that we need to add a decimal, bring it up into the quotient, and add a 0, and bring down our 0. How many times does 6 go into 30? And that's 5 times, because 5 times 6 is 30. So my hourly wage is $10.50 per hour. $10.50 per hour. All right. Find the unit rate for a 6-ounce blueberry muffin that has 450 calories. So find the unit rate, which means how much for one, how much for 1 ounce of blueberry muffin. So I'm comparing ounces and calories, but I'm asking how many calories per ounce. How many calories per ounce? If you think about it the other way, how many ounces per calorie, our answer wouldn't make sense. I'll explain that at the end. So 450 calories for 6 ounces. We want to know how much for 1. What's the unit rate? So I'm going to divide by 6 here, divide by 6 up here. So 450 divided by 6. 6 goes into 45, 7 times, because 7 times 6 is 42. I have a remainder of 3. 6 goes into 30, 5 times, because 5 times 6 is 30. Great. So that's saying 75 calories for 1 ounce. So if I broke up my blueberry muffin into 6 parts, there would be 6 equal parts. There would be 75 calories in each part. But if you thought about it the other way around, ounce per calorie, 75 ounces of blueberry muffin is the equivalent to 1 calorie. I could eat blueberry muffins for the rest of my life and not gain a pound. So that would be awesome. Let's take a look at one more example. Comparing 2 unit rates. From the example in class, this says parking garage A charges $21 for 6 hours. Parking garage B charges $15 for 4 hours. Which garage has the better unit rate? So let's compare unit rates here. I'm comparing dollars per hour. So that helps us set up a picture or a proportion. Dollars per hour. Dollars per hour. All right. Parking garage A charges $21 for 6 hours. So $21 for 6 hours. We want to know what's the hourly rate. How much for 1, or the unit rate. So here we're going to divide by 6. 21 divided by 6. 6 goes into 21 3 times, and I get 18. I have a remainder of 3. You might be able to hear Jordan crying in the background. 6 goes into 30, 5 times. Don't forget to bring your decimal up. So here's my hourly rate, $3.50 per hour. Parking garage B charges $15 for 4 hours. Well, we want to know, well, how much for 1? So here I'm dividing by 4. So 4 to 1, I'm going to divide by 4. And I'm going to divide 15 by 4 as well. 4 goes into 15 3 times. I get 12, remainder of 3. Add a decimal and a 0. 4 goes into 30, 7 times. And as we divide through, we're going to get 3.75. So at a parking garage, okay, so as we compare these 2 unit rates, parking garage A is charging $3.50 for 1 hour, and parking garage B is charging $3.75 for the exact same amount of time. So we want to know, where are we going to park? Parking lot A or parking lot B? And in this case, parking lot A is just 25 cents cheaper per hour. So that's probably where I would choose to park. Thank you for watching my video on unit rate. I hope this helped you.